company,
So
this big scam, that people were taking
having
checks,
met Mindy
reaching
Oh,
them
yes.
out
yeah,
and putting
this is a surprise.
That was
to
my
me that
first
she's not
year.
here.
yeah.
She got
Some
the
people are
flu
so
suddenly.
creative.
Oh, she's sick.
And
She's
then,
actually
she
physically
sent
ill.
an email
Okay.
that said it was
I
Yeah,
did not know that.
Yeah,
right,
she
that he
called
wanted to
me
change his direct
2
deposit.
hours or 3 hours ago. So
Okay.
When I had
I'm
to change
physically
it,
ill. I
think
can't come
it
in.
was some
I
dude
go, well, if you're ill, don't come in.
been-
Look, I've come close to dying 3 times in the last 4 months. I'm
yeah, people are
I'm
crazy.
not really happy about it. I'm not tempting fate again. So please stay home. Please get better. We'll work everything out. But
All right. Well, that explains it.
yeah, no, I was surprised too. I'm like, you're not coming? What's going on?
I know, I feel so bad because I'm sure she,
Well, she was.
First
Poor
meeting.
woman.
First meeting.
First meeting, right? Yeah.
Well, you know what? If you can't do it, you can't do it, and don't get us
no.
sick.
I don't want to be,
There's a lot of people that are sick right now. My wife is sick. I've been staying away from her myself. Oh no, I don't need it. I can't afford it.
Well, no, nobody can afford to lose
Like,
work.
and not to mention, I don't want to pass it on either. I gave somebody help today as it is. They're
it's
talking
7
to me,
o'clock.
7 o'clock.
This is 7. Okay, let's get moving here. Let's start off with the pledge. Yes. See, Arthur, you want to start us off? In allegiance to the flag, of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all. All right. Fellow board members, you may notice that Mindy is not here tonight. She called earlier. She was struck down with whatever flu or whatever sickness is going around. It sounds like from her, it's like the 11th plague of Moses, but she does sound terrible. So she'll be absent tonight. We'll call to order the organizational meeting for the legislative session of 2026. So the first thing on that agenda is the appointments. Now, all these appointments, we did advertise and put bids out for them. Only one person from each one responded. So we're appointing William Welsh as the zoning officer, Bill Mosier, dog warden, Pete, your safety officer again. Congratulations on that. And then Danae, you get water clerk and sewer along with Joanne. Elizabeth Mayer gets the health officer. And Deanna Wood is going to be the town historian. Now, what's conspicuous from this is the deputy supervisor appointment. And I'm going to hold off on that until I get a better feel for what's going on around me and for the people around me. But I expect to make that probably within the next month. The next is the standing committees for 2026. We pared them down from last year. And I'll just run through these real quickly. So everybody, I think I've talked to most of you about these. So Anna, you're on the comprehensive plan, and we talked about how you want to name that, but I think we need to merge both the development and we talked about those 2 different ones into one, just so there's not the replication, people going to the same meeting twice, seeing the same thing twice. Just try to get some economy scale there. Mindy, of course, isn't here, but I know you'll get OCTAX again, Anna. And then sewer, Matt, you're going to have that for as long as it lasts. And then once that's gone, we'll find something else for you. The youth committee, we're striking from this, Gene. We've decided to eliminate that. And Paul, we'll find something else for you here. I think we've got some things we're going to talk about. Solid waste is one of them. So we'll loop back on that. Matt, I'm forming a skee ball park committee, and I want you to head that up. I want to be part of that if I can, and that's just so we can start to I don't want to say repair, but improve our relationship with ORDA. So we find ourselves more on an equitable basis than maybe we have in the past, and to eliminate this confusion and whatever else it might be going on. We have an ad hoc personnel committee, and I on Anna and Matt, and Anna actually helped me with this. I didn't really realize this, but it would be a good idea to have both a male and a female on this to get both sides of whatever story there might be. Paul, you, Paul, Parks and Rec again, I think you did a good job with that. And then we're carrying through with the Child Care Committee. The salaries are in the budget, so there should be no big deal here. The town board meetings, now, one big thing you might have noticed is we're moving from Tuesdays to Wednesdays. And the reason why I did that was because we have so many holidays that fall on a Monday that when we're trying to throw together the agenda, we can't necessarily get it out on a Friday sometimes. So it gets out on a Monday, but if Monday's a holiday, the public doesn't really have an opportunity to take a look at that. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to have that on Wednesday so that there's at least a day and a half where the community can look at the agenda and formulate questions. And I'll get to how they can ask those in a minute.
Mark, I
Yeah,
just wanted to note,
Sure.
it's the first and second, it's first and third
Third.
Wednesday, except for in July.
Okay.
Just so people know that for the future, they don't. show
Oh,
up
that's
July
right.
1st
July.
and-
Okay. All right. All right.
Do we want to make the change from July 1st
I
to the 15th?
would say no.
I'm not sure why I did that.
It-
But this has to
it's-
be posted and noticed in the newspaper, so I want to make sure everything is correct before.
I think the 8th and 22nd is fine.
Is that okay?
I think so, guys. Do you think so?
Just one odd
Paul,
month.
you all right with it?
Yeah, it's my mistake. I was
mean,
looking
I
at a
think it-
calendar and clearly wasn't
I mean, I think it should just be the first and the third, so I would go back to the,
to the 1st and the 15th.
yeah.
Yep,
Sure.
That's fine with me as well.
thank you.
All right.
I was updating my calendar.
Okay. Good for you. Glad you're on it. Polling places, same as they always been. Newspapers, same as they always been. Banks, same as they always been. And then I'll be delegating somebody to the Association of Towns on the 14th through the 17th. And we'll we'll approve the expenses as written down here. And the town, and Jean, you'll go ahead and be our delegate to the Adirondack Association of Towns. So I think that's all settled there. I think it's all in the budget already. The 12 holidays, I don't believe it changed since last year. So what I'd like to ask is that A through G, we can roll up into one motion and one approval if nobody has any objections to that. If there's no objections, can I get a motion to approve all these in one?
Motion.
Okay.
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Who first motion?
Matt.
Matt,
Thank you. Sorry, I gotta get used to new voices.
okay. The mileage rate, whenever we use that, is going to be what the IRS has said the mileage rate should be. Yeah.
If I could just, we had done a blanket resolution, I think, last year or the year before when you all first came on, to just go with what the IRS has, so we're not doing a resolution every time it changes. So I put down the current rate, but it's what we're following. It's a blanket resolution. As long as it changes, we're fine.
Good to go, ma'am. That's perfect. Okay. The next organizational meeting will be next year on January 6th. Yeah, Wednesday, January 6th. And then we have a whole list of other things here under Route 9 bond and authorizations. And I hope you've had a chance to look at all these, and if possible, again, I'd like to roll all these up into one resolution, one motion. So if there's no objections to that, might I get a motion to do this?
I just have one question.
Sure.
I know that we always use a lot of the same services.
Yeah.
When do we look at possibly looking out for like a new service or a new, I mean, I'm happy with it, Cedarwood, but when do we address that?
When we're not happy with
When we're not happy? All right, that's,
like like you would with a plumber or anybody else you would choose, yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
just when we're not happy with it. Or we're having trouble. All right, so again, can I get a motion for that, please?
So move.
Paul, second?
Second.
Anna, thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay. Then we have the town procurement policy, which looked over and it hasn't changed in at least 3 years. So it's the same as I was here last time. So any questions on that? No, you guys did this last year, so if there's no questions on that, I'd like to go ahead and get this approved. So we would need a motion for that.
Motion.
Second.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? No, okay.
Can I just back up to, please, I'm sorry to keep interrupting.
No, that's
No,
fine.
no.
That's tr-
Underneath the appointments,
Yeah,
I need to appoint a deputy registrar to do death certificates, should I not be available, that sort of thing. So Joanne has been doing that for me since I've been on board. So I would like to appoint her as a deputy registrar of vital statistics for the next 2 years. And that
Oh.
was part of what we
all right,
did under the appointments.
all right. I don't have an issue with that. Anybody else?
No.
No?
Thank you.
All right. Okay, so that covers most of the organizational meeting, except I want to get into a couple things here about the way we're going to conduct meetings. Okay, so we're going to conduct meetings at this board as contemplated by the town law book. So when we're talking here, we're talking amongst the board. So it's kind of an observatory thing. There's not going to be any back and forth. There's not going to be question and answer sessions here. Now, I understand that there's always been a trouble with having the agenda and it's too late and people can't comment on that. So what I plan to do, beginning next meeting, because it's a little too late, is we're going to start off each meeting with a privilege of the floor. That privilege of the floor will be related to agenda items only. So people will have a chance to come up and let us know what their thoughts are and what we're trying to legislate. And so that, you know, a lot of times we don't see everything. A lot of times, you know, good ideas are good ideas no matter where they come from. We may want to rethink some things after hearing what some people say. And it may affect how we conduct the rest of the business during the meetings. So I'm gonna ask that we do that. And at the end of the meeting, we'll have another privilege of the floor where people can get up and they can talk about whatever they want. The floor is basically just open to comments. But again, as my last term, we're not here to answer questions. We're here to listen and hopefully be sensitive to what people are saying. If people want to have a conversation, again, please email any one of us. Now I'm talking to the people out in internet land. People can just email any one of us, come into the town office, make an appointment. And I think we're happy to discuss anything anybody wants to talk about. So that's kind of my idea about that. Any questions or comments on that? Anna, you seem like you have one.
Well, I mean, from sitting on here for 2 years, I have to say that I did not find the comments to be disruptive to the process of getting the town business done. And I fear that if we're really hard and fast about this, not answering questions may lead to some frustration, one, and I think answering questions in the moment may be helpful to us and to the process of conducting our business. I don't know how you feel, Paul, from having, if that was your experience as
Yeah,
well.
absolutely. Like, for analogy, the more range you have looking at something, the more chance of finding a solution or a resolution to it. The amount of time that it cost us was negligible. And I think the information that we got back more than paid for that small amount of time for allowing people to speak at that point. It was done very well. Excuse me, we had no real controversy or problem because of it. And I think the amount of time, like I said, that added to our meetings was negligible. We were commended by community members several times for openness in conducting the meeting. And I like that.
Okay, well, I'll just say, express one of my concerns, and I'm not dismissing you, and I'm not saying yes or no to that, right?
Mhm.
But what I fear is that we don't want to get too sidetracked in those conversations, and we get so far off track that we forgot where we started.
That's what, well, we, as the supervisor running the thing, that was one thing, excuse me, we kept under control we kept the conversation on that exact subject at that exact moment. We did not allow that. That's still running the meeting. You still have the control of that. Like I said, I just like the idea of having the people having input. And again, it didn't cost us much time. And it really, if you talk about open meeting, you don't get much more open than that.
No, I understand. Matt, any comments? Any thoughts?
I mean, as people may have observed me here a day before I was sitting here, I actually did not say much from the group because I kept my comments for later. That is
Okay.
also how I operate, so.
Okay, all right, so how about this? Hearing this feedback. I want everybody to keep in mind here, especially at this table, that the meeting's actually between us.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we're not arguing, but if you feel that this has been important for you the last few years, you feel that it's something that we should keep, then I'll be willing to do that.
What we used to do that worked well was, as you say, initially the discussion was a closed discussion amongst the board members.
You're right.
Then you would say to the audience if anybody had anything to add. Usually it was,
Yeah.
you would get a few people, and it was usually brief and concise, and it was usually on spot as far as what we were talking about.
All right,
To add to that, I mean, if it does seem like it's getting out of hand, I think you can always say that,
This
Yeah,
isn't
yeah,
working and
it's
we're
not
gonna,
working, we're
Right, right.
closed, now it's just amongst the
Right,
board.
okay.
Does that
All right.
sound good?
all right, so then, thanks for the input. I'm just, again, going off my past experiences in 2023, which were not good. But, all right, so we'll do that then.
Thank you.
We'll allow the crosstalk, but I would ask people who are, now I'm breaking the fourth wall here, is that please try to keep us on track. Let's not, go flying off.
And maybe when we have questions and comments from the group, maybe we wait for a moment, during a resolution or a discussion that it's like, all right.
Right, we
we
discussed it then.
indicate when it's time
Right,
to.
right, instead of just
Right.
interjecting.
Right,
So that we can conduct our business, ask our questions, and we ask, I mean, it's really now in the audience's hands so that we can keep this going.
Well, yeah, well, okay. All right, so let's do that then, all right?
thank you very much. That means quite a bit to me, Mark. I appreciate that.
No, we're here to work together, man. So whatever we think is going to work for us, I think we should do that. So I think that pretty much wraps up the organizational meeting. So can I get a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right. All right, let's move on to the regular meeting. I'm going to call that to order at whatever time it is now.
7:17.
7:17.
7:17, Gene. All right, the first order of business is the approval of the town minutes from the December 16th meeting. Any discussion on that? Everybody seem to be okay with it? I mean, really, Paul, that's you. I mean,
Yep,
and
Okay.
oh, and Anna, yeah,
Yeah.
so,
no
Yeah,
questions.
no problem.
all right, then
Thank you.
a motion to approve.
Motion?
Or
Second.
All right, then all in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay.
Aye.
All right, and the second thing is the resolution for me to sign the agreement with the Adirondack Park Local Government Review Board. They're an advocacy board. We sign this every year. Has everybody had a chance to take a look at this? I mean, you did this last year. Matt, did you?
I did look at it.
Okay, did you have any questions?
Yes. No.
Any concerns, anything?
No.
I think, yeah, it's, okay. So if we can move this, can we get a motion to approve?
Motion.
1,
Second.
2, all those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Okay. The next thing is Pete. So, oh, this is going to be good news for everybody. So there's a resolution to eliminate electronic waste fees for the town of Johnsburg transfer station. Can I move this to the floor, please?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, third floor. All right. Pete, is he here? Want to run through this real quick for us?
So as part of the solid waste committee work last year, one of the things that we were looking at was the e-waste component. We found out towards the end of last year that Warren County was actually putting it out, looking for a new bidder, a new vendor to take that waste. And through that process of,
Talking to us.
oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Through that process of looking into the vendors and how the bids were set up, something stuck out to us. If we don't charge, they don't charge. So a lot of the other transfer stations in the county were already not charging their residents to drop off electronic waste at their transfer stations.
Hmm.
If you're not familiar with our setup, years ago, the town purchased a shipping container, basically a used shipping container. When someone came in, they would have to stop and see the attendant, they would pay the fee, and then they would actually take it over and put it in the container. It would stay there sometimes for months and months and months. The company that we were using, E-Lot, they were a little bit difficult to work with. Sometimes didn't want to come and take everything that we had. They wanted to be selective because, let's face it, newer tech is worth more for recycling than some of the older tech that was being dropped off, et cetera. So long story short, it came to our attention, hey, if we don't charge, then we won't be charged to get rid of it. The small exceptions are fluorescent light bulbs and mixed batteries. We actually have another source, another avenue to get rid of the mixed batteries through Warren County DPW anyway, so we hadn't been paying for that. So I think this is a really great way that we can say to our residents, you know, we're still trying to make improvements to our transfer station facility. We want to decrease costs. It just makes sense for us to eliminate the fees since it's really not costing us anything to handle them. So
Awesome. Thank you for finding
Yeah.
this.
Right, right. Okay, all right. Oh, and I'm sorry, any comments? No, all right. Then let's go ahead and get a motion to approve.
Motion.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, and the next thing, don't go anyplace, Pete.
no, I'll stay here.
So we've got Pete wants to rehire a part-time station temporarily till he can find another replacement. So walk us through that, Pete.
Yes, so this is a position that the board created 2 years ago. It was meant to be an additional set of eyes, ears, hands to help with the day-to-day operation of the transfer station. The Solid Waste Committee last year really pushed the idea of using this person to focus on improving our recycling practices, be there to help educate people about why they can't put the pizza box in with the regular cardboard, or why we really need them to take the time to separate cans and glass and plastic and different things. The feedback was overwhelmingly positive. This past summer, when I was not able to find someone to fill the full sort of 30-hour per week year-round position, but I was able to make use of other seasonal staff that we had on a temporary basis, which is basically only good for 6 months. So that's why that had to end at the end of the year. I'm asking you in this same resolution for permission to re-advertise. I still have my heart set on finding someone to fill that 30-hour a week full-time position to, again, assist with recycling, day-to-day operation. And another thing that is not lost or can't be forgotten about is our full-time attendant has vacation time, sick time, personal time. So whenever that full-time attendant is not there, currently I have to sort of borrow staff from buildings, parks, somewhere else, which especially in the wintertime at times could leave me short in other areas.
Yeah.
So this person, again, could be sort of a built-in coverage if needed. So that's the bigger picture, and that's what I hope to move forward to. But in the interim basis, what I'd like to do is bring back the young man. And for full disclosure, I mean, you've seen the resolution. It's my son, Rowan, who's a senior at Johnsburg. He has spent the last 2 summers working for the youth program. And then again, he worked for the last 6 months on a part-time basis around his school schedule and things. So I would like to just rehire him. He'll work as much as he can on the weekends and school vacations and things until we can hopefully find a suitable person to fill that role. So
Makes perfect sense.
Okay, so we're doing a resolution for you to rehire Rowan, and then we need. to do
it's
one
all
second
in the same resolution.
of The same
So-
resolution for the 30-hour advertising.
Mhm.
Okay.
Does anybody have any questions on that?
I don't have any questions.
I
Yes, sir.
I do. Of course, you know what I'm going to ask. So the money, you're budgeted for this under which,
So the transfer station personnel line has enough funding to cover a 30-hour per week, 52-week part-time transfer station laborer position.
Okay.
So because Rowan will be working far less than 30 hours, unfortunately, in the interim, we're going to be saving money from day one. And then, I mean, the rates are in there. The
Right.
new person would be at the same rate. I think it was $16.54 an hour.
correct.
So the money is budgeted. I'm happy to report that this was an area that we saved a bit of money this past year, because again, we couldn't find somebody to fill it the entire time, but I'm optimistic we can find the perfect candidate this year.
Okay. All right, I'm good with that. Then if everybody has no further discussions, I'd like to call us to a vote. A motion, please.
Motion?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, Pete, you got your guy. Stand
Thank you.
fast, Pete. You're not moving anywhere yet.
I'm here.
Okay, so first, we want to recognize you as a Youth Bureau Liaison with Warren County. Thank you very much. I know you contribute a lot to that. You bring lots to the table. And we're very proud to have you. We're
Just
very lucky to have you.
one small clarification
Yeah.
on that. So last year, when this board made that appointment, it was unknown that Warren and Washington County was going to be going to a 2-year model. So technically, your local appointment of me was good for 1 year, but I signed a 2-year oath of office for them. So I think going forward, like if I'm going to continue the liaison, I'll come back to you next January and we'll start doing it on a two-year
Yeah,
cycle. I don't know why they all of a sudden changed that, but just to be clear, that's what they've done.
All
So
right, thanks for clarifying that. But, we're happy to have you there. I think you're one of the best guys for the job. Then youth committee members, you're going to set up your own committee and do your own thing with that.
I have 6 very interested, very eager members who are ready to go. We had a great year last year. And I don't know if you want me to transition right into the reports, because I can.
First, I want to thank you
Okay.
for it.
Oh,
I want
okay.
to thank you for it because it was comprehensive would be an understatement.
Absolutely.
It was quite a lot of reading, which it's not a problem. But very, very great report. So thanks, Pete. So what I'd like you to do, I think, as we mentioned before, is, pick out some of the highlights
Okay.
that you can share, not just with us, but now we're breaking the fourth wall here with people out in internet land. But I think you have some things here to be very proud of. So if you don't mind, go ahead.
Again, so just because we're starting kind of with the youth committee, this past year, with the help of these committee members, We were able to organize and take part in 19 different programs or events, activities. We continue to do things like the winter ski program, which is much appreciated, well attended. We have a part in the 4th of July celebration, those things. But over the past year, or really the last couple of years, we've looked to add some new things. So our Easter egg hunt at Johnsburg Central School in the spring. We now have our annual Halloween event in the fall. We also started to branch out a little bit because it felt like we were maybe, when we were saying the word youth, we were kind of just pigeonholing ourselves to the younger segment of the local population here. So we wanted to try to bring back a teens only type event, and we hosted a very successful homecoming masquerade ball with the help of Johnsburg Central School here at Tannery Pond. Had over 80 kids, I think, attended that. So really excited. We got some plans for the new year. So we'll be getting together soon and sort of setting our priorities for the programming and stuff for the new year. Bigger picture wise, with the Department of Public Property and Programs, I know that one was long. That's the one that probably took you a while to read through. But I think the importance of trying to put that document together for you guys, it shows the extent of the department that I now run for you, run for the community. Each of those different divisions, parks, buildings, cemeteries, sidewalks, the transfer station, we work in all of those areas. And there's some crossover, but we work hard in all of those areas together on that document, outside of the, telling you every time we mowed the grass or shoveled the sidewalk or whatever. There are 100 things on that list. Some are bigger, some are smaller. I can honestly say that none of it would be possible, though, without the support of the board, the supervisor. Again, we are happy to take on whatever you guys throw at us and try to make the most of whatever you give us. So I'm looking forward to continuing in the new year. You saw on that list that after each sort of list of stated things that we had accomplished, I also tried to give you some insight on where, I think we should go, or my staff thinks we should go, or maybe some things that I've heard already from the community. So aside from the 100 things we accomplished in 2025, there's a list, I think it was 32 things that I've already coming into this year saying to you, these are my priorities in each of these divisions, each of these core areas. Certainly, I'm looking forward to continuing to work with Paul and getting to know the new board members. Welcome back, Mark. I'm ready to go and looking forward to accomplishing. Maybe I can give you 6 pages next year. All right. The last little piece, which is a bit different from all of that other stuff. I did provide you with a report as the town safety officer. So thank you again for that reappointment and the vote of confidence to keep doing that on behalf of the town of Johnsburg. The safety officer position, again, if you don't know, this is not something that I just woke up one day and decided that, hey, it'd be kind of cool to be the safety officer. I actually have a 4-year degree from Clarkson University in industrial hygiene. So safety and health has been something that's been, part of my life for a long time. I was, I think, the first or one of the first full-time safety officers that Johnsburg had years ago. So I did it for a little while. I was on and off the board, whatever. So anyway, I was happy to come back to it last year. To say that I sort of had to start from scratch, I don't think is an understatement. Like I had to kind of navigate a few bumps and hiccups in the road with the transition that took place. But I've provided you with a list of sort of the good and the bad. I showed you all of the trainings that we were able to accomplish. I'm really proud of the different trainings that we were able to provide to our employees, which at the end of the day makes us safer. makes, helps with the town's insurance coverages and liabilities and all those things. I also did give you a synopsis of some of the accidents and incidents that took place, that we reviewed, that hopefully we have learned from. And, again, my goal in any of this is just to give you as much information as I can. Anytime I investigate an accident, incident, whatever, just give you whatever information I can to help you figure out what policy changes are potentially needed, how to proceed, how to make a better workplace for our employees, how to make it safer, how to make sure that they go home whole at the end of the day. So, as you guys, if you haven't totally dissected everything, if you have questions, if you want to talk to me more about any piece of this, just let me know. You know how to get a hold of me. But those were sort of the main reports for last year.
Yeah, well done,
Thank you, Pete. They're very helpful.
Pete. Well done. Yeah.
I just wanted to say that you really didn't cover the savings because you probably don't have those numbers yet. But from a revenue and expense standpoint, you were beating budget by a pretty big number. So you'll probably have that in the next month.
Am I
Beating
addressing you?
budget's something we keep
Am I addressing
secret.
you or should I addressing them? So again, I'd be happy to have conversations with the board about the budget and talk about what I think were
Yeah.
some of our successes and maybe some areas that I'm not saying that I've got everything figured out or that I'm doing everything 100% right. I am proud of the fact that, as everyone got to see in the adoption of the 2026 budget, for the third year in a row, the department is basically able to operate on a flat budget. Some of that is, through restructuring and kind of moving money from one area of need to another, from one year to the next. And some of it is, again, trying to figure out how to be efficient. This last year, there are certainly some areas, and I think Pete is expecting me to say the transfer station. The transfer station was an area that we came into 2025 making some fairly drastic changes. There was a lot of question about how those changes were going to be received and how they were ultimately going to turn out in the end. I'm happy to report, and I won't give specific numbers right now, but revenues exceeded expectations, savings exceeded expectations, and that has also led to, again, if you look at the 2026 budget, a fairly large reduction. It's allowed us to reduce the amount of money that is getting funneled to the transfer station for 2026. That's a good thing. It's reducing the tax burden as we still continue to try to improve services, increase services. So all of those things are on paper. I will talk to you guys about them more if you wish at some other point, but that's
Good stuff.
Pete, having worked in a number of manufacturing and construction sites, having that no loss of work days.
It's great.
we got lucky this year. A couple of the incidents on paper, they look fairly significant. We were able to navigate them well. Other than a afternoon here and a few hours there, we were lucky. Again, I don't, it's hard to get too excited about that because until you can eliminate those things completely, and again, every year is different, every day is different. I'm really going to knock on wood. We're through day 6 but and this is maybe a good transition into the next one. A health and safety program, whether it be for a municipality, whether it be for a business, right? It is a living thing. It's constantly has to be nurtured and loved and worked at. And again, I appreciate the opportunity to bring some of my expertise back to that role and try to help you guys navigate some of that. We have great resources at our disposal, which I did outline in my report as well. Warren County, their Office of Self-Insurance and their safety people, not to mention the county employs Needham Risk Management as their sort of countywide safety consultant. And we have leaned on them heavily here over the past few years with different, navigating different whether it be a citation with Department of Labor or, questions about trainings and things like that. So we don't have to go it alone, which is great news, but it is something that we need to keep working on. So.
All right. All right, Pete, you want to make a shout out to somebody in specific?
Yes. So as we talk about safety, before I get off the microphone, there's one more thing that I would like to do. And I did prepare something, so I try not to babble too much more. As the town safety officer, one of my duties is leading our employee safety committee, which meets quarterly throughout the year. As a group, we review accidents and incidents that happen. We discuss potential policies that might need creation, maybe updating policies and/or implementing them or trying to bring them to the board for implementation. One of the keys to having a successful employee safety program is ensuring that we take the time to recognize those individuals that are upholding a high standard of safety in the workplace. So that's part of the reason that our group, I think we've actually scaled back because of the size of our municipality. We used to do like a quarterly recognition and then a yearly recognition, but we've kept the yearly recognition. So we're happy to nominate and name a Safe Employee of the Year, which is then typically recognized by the town board. So for 2025, I'm happy to be here to present the Safe Employee of the Year award, not only as the safety officer, but also as the director of the Department of Public Property and Programs. That is because this year's recipient is a public property and programs employee, Chris Hart. Before I bring him down, I just want to say, Chris has been an employee of the town for about 13 months. He primarily works within parks and buildings, but he's also become a pretty reliable fill-in at the transfer station when necessary. Over the past year, he's proven to be a hard worker, very conscientious. He's also been asked to learn some new tasks and take on some jobs that he had not really done previously. But while doing all of that, has been able to come up with some really good safety-related suggestions, constantly looking out. It probably comes or is partly due to the fact that he does serve as a firefighter, a volunteer firefighter for the town of Minerva. So it's been great to have Chris working within my department. I'm incredibly happy to present him with the with the certificate for the 2025 Town of Johnsburg Safe Employee of the Year. And I think he's here. There he is. Chris, will you come down? Thank you, guys. I think that's it, right?
Thanks. Yeah, I think so, Pete. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Pete.
Thank you, guys.
All right. I'm going to move right from there directly to the warrants.
Oh, we have this.
We have the 30-day waiver.
Oh, the 30-day waiver. Why don't I have it?
Sorry, we have a full resolution.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, okay. So this is probably best explained by Gene, but well, no, it was because there was an address thing going on, and that was wrong, and we had to change that, and so I don't want to get any of that information wrong. Gene?
Okay, so back when they decided to do the lodge, it was like a 164 Ski Bowl Road. The parcel actually changed to 50 Ski Bowl Road back in May. Some of the paperwork had already been in process. The State Liquor Authority redid the paperwork with the proper parcel number and the specific physical address of 50 Ski Bowl Road. That's how specific and
Yes.
whatever they need to be. So
Yes, they are.
the 30-day waiver was then null and void because it was from the old paperwork with the old address. The new paperwork has been done. They just need a new 30-day waiver under the new paperwork with the new address. It's completely an address issue, but it's with the state, so it has to be. All the documents have been changed. To read 50 Ski Bowl Road, I believe, is the exact address, and everything has been redated to yesterday.
Admin thing. Okay. Bring this to the floor.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
All right.
Do this tonight?
Yeah, we're doing that right now.
That's a lot of work, a lot of words for.
So,
Make a-
all right, so we got another floor resolution here. I'm going to pass out these documents. You've already seen that. Pass it down to Paul. Gene, did I give? Oh, here's the other one. Okay, so we've been talking, I think, well, I think we all here are up to speed on some of this. So we've been talking to Order about the MOU for the Holden Home. And they sent an updated Holden Hall agreement on Friday. We looked at it quite extensively, myself and Matt. Our obligations do not change in that. We are separating the $4,000 bill from this. However, that's because we are conscious of the escrow account. And I have talked to Bone and Ashley, both at Orta, and they do not object to paying that bill. They just want to talk a little bit more about what that entails and what they're actually paying for instead of just paying for the bill. So we can expect to be reimbursed for that. So what their eye is to try to get the place open ultimately by Martin Luther King's holiday, but they want to have a soft opening on the 9th. Right. So everything we have to do is in place. They've provided all the insurance certificates, everything's provided for here. It's compared to the one that was approved by our lawyers and this board in November, it is not substantially different. I'm going to ask the board on this table resolution to approve the MOU, that we might sign it and move forward.
My only consideration is if that is definitely going to be paid, the engineering fees, the disputed amount by Orta, because otherwise I cannot see where anybody else in the sewer district should have to pick up that cost.
I don't see that either, Paul.
Okay, that's my only concern. Other than that, let's get this thing flying.
Yeah, like I said, we're not going to back
Okay.
down to everything. We're going to ask for that $4,000.
And there is at least $14,000 that Orta put into that escrow
So
fund that we have.
So we pretty much got the money.
Yeah.
All right, then let's get them going.
Okay, so.
I know that the
oh,
Haslets will be happy.
Well, I just want to say that one of the other items that they wanted to do was that the original one had like a daily pump haul. And they're gonna now monitor and pump at every 5,000 gallons.
Right.
And that
Yeah.
just
Yeah,
Well,
I mean,
one
it's
truck comes,
$50,000,
fills it up,
50,000
and goes.
gallon
tank,
tank. So
Right.
right.
But
And-
everything is in place for them to go. They've been talking back and forth with Cedarwood, with Orta to make sure that I think the call out list for
Yeah.
Orta for coming to if there's any alarms, it's all
Okay, very
set.
good.
Even that
Right,
they've been answering the questions for DEC as well. So
right. And that DEC plan is attached to this MOU.
Yep.
So we got, yeah,
I was just gonna, what you brought up beforehand, I think you should make that point too, as far as trying to get, this is important to get going for Orta and also, but also for local. Go ahead, you-
Oh, yeah, no, I mean, of course, we want to support the Haslets and their business
Right.
being open and that's part of it. So I think this is good for
Any
everybody.
employee that's
Any
gonna be
employee
working
who's going to
there,
be
right.
there as well. So I think this is great. We've got the money in escrow. Order's going to be sitting down to talk, to have that conversation. The bill's
Right.
not disappearing and we're getting this ready to rock and roll. So I'm good with that.
okay. Can I bring it to the
So
table?
moved.
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Now the warrants.
Yeah.
All right, so the warrants, yeah, you had some from last, sorry. Some warrants are from last year, some warrants are from this year. It's the last time this will happen for a while, so it'll be all squared away going forward. Any question on the warrants? You got your question?
I got my question answered.
Okay. All right, can we get a motion to approve?
Motion.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. All right, that concluding our business here, I'm going to open it up to privilege of the floor. Come on down, Arthur. Yeah, it is. I don't even know what that was. Let's make a deal. So let's make a deal, or Price is Right. It's a Gong show.
The price is right.
Thank you, the board and supervisors. Thank you very much. Happy New Year. I'm Arthur Webb. I also want to bring the point that Pete has in his annual report, and that is the efforts by Pete and others who volunteered in terms of making meals accessible at the senior center as well as activities. It's been really quite remarkable what's happened. So I want to thank Pete for moving that ahead, as well as the agenda for 2026. Perhaps the new members of the board may not be up to speed with all the activities going on. So we're looking forward to a good year in 2026. So thanks again, Pete.
Yeah, come on, John.
First question I have for the board is, when are we going to get a contract, fire contract? We are working again this year without a contract. This is getting out of hand.
Just stepped in. Keep doing that. But let's talk, John. All right.
Our contract ran out in December.
All right.
We are now working without a contract. It's been going on for like 3 years now. This used to be settled in October or early November, when you had a budget meeting and a public hearing on it. It was settled by then. You got firemen all over the town of Johnsburg who are actually working without a contract, and it could lead to some legal things and health issues and injuries.
Okay.
I think it is outrageous that this town board, again, is expecting us to do that. That is wrong. And I will never be quiet about this. That is wrong.
Thank you, John.
We're not being paid. We're not getting any vacation. We're not getting anything out of this other than the satisfaction of helping our neighbors and outsiders driving through our town that might need help. And we're up at 2 o'clock in the morning. We're up on Christmas Day. We're up anytime, day or night. And all we are asking for really is a fair contract and a contract on time. Is there an answer to that?
Yeah, I can't answer you today. But
So we have no contract even in the future?
no, I
Well,
can't answer you today.
you're late.
I'm-
I mean, I'm sorry to get so huffy, but you're late.
all
This has
right.
been going on for 3 years. This is, you name one other person that has to do this, one other outfit that is working for the town of Johnsburg and is working on an expired contract. Name me one. I'm done before.
I do know that the budget was approved for the increase for EMS and fire. Where it all went sideways, I'm not sure, sir. We need to get the contract together, but yes, it was approved in the budget. But it's the contract.
Hi, I'm Julie Milner from the Adirondack Community Outreach Center. I'm going to try to put this in an anonymous way so that nobody gets in trouble. But this afternoon, we had a really sandy hill, and our plower person wasn't around adequately. So I called, and somebody answered the phone. I won't use any names, but the first thing they said was the town couldn't help us, but would I hold on a minute? So I held on, and then they came back and said, if I can catch them before they leave, we'll see what we can do. But no, we can't do this, but we'll see what I can do. And then 20 minutes later, they showed up and sanded for us. So I just want to really thank the town for going the extra mile to offer a little help to us when we needed it anonymously. Please don't get anybody in trouble for doing this for us, but I just want to say that was really nice. Thank you so much.
Can you come down to the podium? Because I don't think anybody can hear from the middle.
Hey, Bob, can you come on down? Well, we just need to host.
Yeah, but I think for the recording purposes.
Oh, the recording, yeah.
I didn't know where she was going with that.
Thanks, Bob.
My name is Bob Nessel. I lived there for over 65 years. And I'm pleased to be talking with the board tonight. And this is the second time in the last 4 years that there's been there's been 3 new members of the board. And I don't know exactly what that means, but what the important thing about what it means to the people, and everything that goes on in this room, by the way, is for the people. It's not for you guys to get elected. It's for the people in the community. And quite frankly, what I've heard tonight, it sounds like you think you're some sort of a group separated away from the people. And I'm pretty certain that Paul and Anna are not in that group. And I'm pretty certain Mindy isn't either. And you other 2 guys, you've been in town a little bit, but you've got a lot to learn. And if you start to think that you're some sort of people like they have in Washington now that can go out and don't pay attention to the rules or the history or the culture of our community, then you're making a big mistake. And you'll get a lot of resistance. One item, okay, so here are some of the items that you could use as far as I'm concerned anyway, and I've been to more board meetings than anybody in this room, believe me. Executive sessions. Cut out executive sessions as much as possible. Read the law on when an executive session is okay and read it specifically and make sure that you're following all the elements of that law. Because I've seen you people take out to, I don't know where you go so you can, but anyway, you disappear. And then you have your own private discussions. Well, once again, you're working for the people, and the people ought to know what you're doing. And if you don't talk to the people, then they have no idea. And supervisor said, well, you can call each of the members. Well, that's not going to work. Because if you call each individual member, then you get an individual discussion one, and then you get another individual discussion. But this is a community. Everybody in the community ought to know what all you people think about the programs for the town. What are you going to do about the park? Don't not a private discussion between two people. It's got to be all of you. What are you going to do about the park? So try to cut that out as much as possible. The other thing that I would like you to work on is establishing term limits. It seems to me that in our society today, things change in relatively short periods of time, which didn't happen in 50 and 60 years ago. But now, business changes, there's all kinds of new things happening. So if somebody is elected and then elected and then elected and then elected, well, that's very, I don't know, I don't even want to call it democratic, but oftentimes happens. But let's stay a little more current. There are lots of people in the community that have excellent educations, and they can bring new ideas and new energy to discussions and to projects. And that's probably something that somehow or other the government in Washington, D.C. has forgotten about. They don't believe that anymore. And, but it's, believe me, we're going to survive. The other thing that I would like you to do is for each of you to have a microphone. This is a large room, and it's, for instance, Supervisor Smith, you talked about some kind of a program with ORDA, but the only word that I could remember was Bone. And that's because Bone is one of my best friends, and I've skied with him for years and worked for him at NICEF. He's a great guy, but we couldn't hear what you were talking about. So let's get some mics in there, and believe me, I'm pretty old, but I'm not leaving.
Thanks a lot, Bob.
Thank you, Bill.
Any more? Anything else? Okay, seeing as there are no more privilege of the floor, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We stand adjourned.